All Crypto.com had to do was send a tiny refund of just $100, but ended up transferring $10.5 million to Thevamanogari Manivel, a woman living in Melbourne, back in May 2021. When the platform finally realized its mistake, they filed a case against the woman and her sister, only to find out they've already gone through most of the money. Keep watching this video as we tell you everything about Crypto.com's silly mistake. First up, how does something like this even happen? Honestly, we still don't understand how someone couldn't tell the difference between $100 and $10 million. It's pretty easy to tell both numbers apart, right? So what really happened? And how did one of the world's most credible cryptocurrency platforms make such a rookie mistake? Well, believe it or not, all Crypto.com had to do was process a refund of $100. But instead of writing the amount in the payment section, they entered the account number. And since account numbers are generally so lengthy, whoever was supposed to get that refund ended up with more than $10 million in their bank account, or at least that's what we think. Because if they accidentally entered the account number in the payment section, then what did they enter as the account number? Also, they still haven't addressed whether the woman is a user on their platform or just someone random. And if it's the latter, then how in the world did Crypto.com get her account number in the first place? It's better we avoid dwelling on these questions because they just make things so much more complicated. But putting all that aside, when you think about it, it's not really that hard to believe. Sometimes you're just thinking about something else and you end up making a rookie mistake. But still, it's not exactly a common mistake since not a lot of people have more than 10 mil just lying in their accounts to mistakenly transfer. Also, we're a bit surprised Crypto.com doesn't have a system in place to flag such large transactions. And we get the fact that 10 million must not be that big of an amount for the company, but still, how did it go unnoticed for almost 7 months? Maybe the woman waited a couple of months to see if someone would contact her about the money, but when she realized that it wasn't going to happen, she probably thought it's okay to go on a huge shopping spree. And the interesting bit here is that it's not just Thevamanogari who had legal action taken against her. Her sister, Thevamanogari, is also being accused of playing an equal part in spending the money. Next, luxury living. We're still not sure how it all went down and when the two sisters exactly started spending the money, but what we do know is that $10.1 million were moved to a joint account. So if we had to guess, that's probably when the extravagant lifestyle began. Manivel didn't hold back at all. She really went big on the purchases. She gifted her sister a luxury property in Craigieburn worth nearly $1.4 million. Luckily, Crypto.com was able to get an early win in their legal proceedings after the court ordered the luxury home be sold and the money returned to the company. And in case the Manivel sisters want to play smart and not accept offers from buyers, they could also face contempt of court. But what about the money they've already spent? How's all that going to be settled? And we're still wondering what they probably have to say in their defense. Are they going with the "we waited for a few months but no one contacted us, we started spending" strategy? Or are they going to give in? It's an open and shut case if you ask us. Just because the money was mistakenly transferred doesn't mean they own it or something. And there's probably an email, an SMS, or notification of the transfer clearly indicating it was sent by Crypto.com. So Manivel didn't even have to wait for someone to reach out. She could have emailed or contacted the cryptocurrency platform herself and returned the money. Who knows? Maybe the company would have rewarded her for it since they weren't going to find out for another 7 or 8 months, since something like that usually shows up only in an audit. But what if they don't have the full amount? Will they go to jail? Or is the court going to make them return the full amount in the form of loans? For now, all we know is that $1.4 million are safe since they made one solid decision of investing in a luxurious home. But what about the rest of the things they bought? 5-star dinners, vacations, designer clothes? Again, we don't know if they spent money on all this, but it's going to come out in October. And in case they did spend money on things like that, they'll probably have to work for the rest of their lives to return the money. Or who knows? Maybe they might even end up going to jail because it sort of counts as fraud at the end of the day. Think of it this way. If you buy a house using someone else's money, you're technically holding that property by deception. So if someone accidentally sends money into your account, and instead of returning it, you keep it in your account and start spending it, it's still deception. Time for some more news from the world of crypto. Up next, most of it is junk. Head of JP Morgan's digital assets and blockchain has labeled most projects in the world of crypto as complete junk. And to be fair, he's 100% right. Take Shiba Inu, for example. Great community, no fundamentals or usage. It's just a hype token at this point that newer investors can't get enough of. And a lot of mature investors also like to indulge in it to make quick profits, but when a true enthusiast looks at that token, it's complete garbage. Investing in tokens like Shiba isn't investing, it's gambling. Farouk thinks the industry still needs a lot of regulation to finally be able to get rid of these projects and focus on the important ones. He also said that there are only a few dozen projects that are actually worth something, but apart from that, almost everything out there on the market is junk. If you ask us, we think it all depends on an investor's goals. For people who've done their research, they're obviously going to lean towards solid projects with strong fundamentals. But that doesn't mean they don't want to play around with a meme coin that could make them a quick buck in a matter of hours. And now, for the big guns. What if we told you a really big player in the tech industry is about to open an exchange in Korea next year? And by big, we mean huge. You've probably used one of their devices, or at least someone around you uses them. Any guesses? It's not Apple, it's not Microsoft, it's Samsung. The tech giant has just announced that its brokerage arm is looking to set up a crypto exchange in Korea next year to plunge into the digital industry. Surprisingly, this isn't Samsung's first attempt to try to get things going. The last time they tried to set up an exchange, they faced multiple problems, including a lack of skilled local employees. But the company has taken a different route this time around, as it looks to secure a licensing agreement with the government. Samsung is already in the metaverse and NFT industry, so it won't be long before we're using their phones to access their exchange. Finally, summer sleep. With summer coming to an end, it wouldn't be wrong to say that Bitcoin, along with other currencies, have enjoyed a deep summer sleep. Almost hibernation, if that's what you want to call it. Bitcoin has struggled to make it past the 25,000 mark and is now barely managing to stay above $20,000. Ethereum has rallied nicely, but it's also in the red, miles away from its all-time high. We're hoping the Great Merge is able to turn things around for the market, but deep down inside, we think it's going to be nothing but a tiny pump, followed by a dump. It could even end up damaging the market in case the chain gets hacked or something like that. But don't forget that this is the perfect time to build. Everything is dirt cheap right now, so we suggest you continue loading up on good projects with some crazy real-world utility. And don't even think about profit for now. We're expecting the market to behave like this at least until 2023. So maybe next year we might experience the greatest bull market in the history of crypto. You only lose when you sell, though. That's it from our side, folks. So what do you think? Do the sisters deserve to go to jail, or should they be given an option to return it by a loan? And what would you do if you received $10 million in your account? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.